Hello guys, hope all of you are doing well. Today we are going to discuss some very important tips regarding IELTS writing module. The very first important tip regarding IELTS writing module is brainstorming. Whenever you are going to write either task 1 or task 2 in IELTS writing, you are supposed to just take out 2 minutes, the beginning 2 minutes for brainstorming. Like what is brainstorming? When you are going to write on any topic, whether you have background knowledge regarding that topic or doesn't matter, you have background knowledge regarding that topic or doesn't, you are supposed to just make a kind of planning regarding that topic, like what you are going to write, what you are going to discuss, what you are going to write the next, right? Now this is called brainstorming. Now without brainstorming, like why I mostly ask my students to take out at least 2 or 3 minutes for brainstorming. The purpose for brainstorming is it would help you to write exact information. It would help you to write precise and concise information. It would help you to write within a correct grammatical structure, right? Otherwise, if you go or if you run without having a kind of brainstorming or planning for writing, like what I am going to write or what I am supposed to write so far, like this would create a problem for you. You would write an incorrect grammatical structure. Maybe it is also a possible situation that later on you can also face that, oh my god, I just forgot this sentence. I should have also written this sentence in this very paragraph, right? The starting, closing, connecting ideas. Each thing would be very perfect if you would do a kind of brainstorming like what I am going to write, right? The second important point regarding IELTS writing module is indent each paragraph. And indent means it should be clearly understandable to an examiner. Where you start a paragraph, where you close paragraph. Directly jumping to the next paragraph while keeping this thing in mind, like 8 sentences, 9 sentences, or 10 sentences are completed. Now I should move to the next paragraph. No. This is not fair. You are supposed to just give, like what is paragraph? Everyone knows that paragraph means one single idea. Now, when one single idea is completed, whether that is completed in 8 lines or 10 lines alone, doesn't matter, right? You are supposed to complete one single idea in one paragraph. Then it should be clearly understandable and clear to an examiner that now you have completed this very paragraph. And now you are jumping to the next very paragraph, right? To the next paragraph. And after next, yeah, each paragraph should have also having a kind of interrelation with each one. Like it should be clearly understandable to an examiner. This participant, this person has just done with this paragraph, and now this person has jumped to the next paragraph, right? Starting, closing, connecting ideas, all the lexical resources, connectors, conjunctive adverbs, right? Punctuation, capitalization, grammatical structure of each sentence. Each thing you are supposed to be very careful regarding. Like the target is to write 150 words in task 1 and 250 words in task 2. Yes, I ask my student, your target should be far more, but far more than that, right? Like how far more than that? If they ask you, you are supposed to write 270 words in task 2, writing an essay, right? You should try your level best to write 270 plus words, 270 plus words, and that can be easily written so far, right? If you work on that, within your practice time period, right? Now this is your target to write 270 and to hit the target of 270. That can be written so far within 4 or 5 paragraphs. With an introduction, then body 1, body 2, and then conclusion, right? But besides that, one is to hit the target of 270 words in task 2, like and in writing this thing is also, you guys are supposed to keep this thing also in your mind, that task 2 plays a vital role. Task 2 is very important as compared to task 1. Task 2 is having 6 band, task 1 is having 3 band, equally 9 band, right? Now in essay, one target we mentioned, that is your hitting words target. 270 words should be written by you within a proper lexical resources, connecting ideas, conjunctive adverbs should be used so far to beautify your way of expression, right? Now all these things should be used so far. But besides that, what you are going to write, it should be also clearly understandable to an examiner. Like you are not writing for your own purpose, rather you are writing your expression, your way of communicating, your way of conveying ideas should be clearly understandable by an examiner, and it should be enjoyable in front of him. Like you are not supposed to just get rid of the situation that, oh my god, I just want to get rid of it. No. It is not fair. You can lack score, you can neck bend by this by just thinking this or just going to such situation, right? So the first thing we have discussed so far is brainstorming. The second thing, indent each paragraph. It should be clearly understandable and visible to an examiner. This person has just lived a half line and now starting the next paragraph and next idea. Next paragraph doesn't mean that your lines, you can see size has completed within the previous paragraph and now you're supposed to jump to the no. That next paragraph actually means previous idea is completed, it is closed with the closing sentence, and now you are going to start the next paragraph with the new and next idea, right? This is called next paragraph. With the next paragraph, then how you're supposed to, that is having a kind of very detailed discussion. Hopefully that will be discussed so far in upcoming lecture, right? Now the third very important point is do not waste, do not waste your precious time regarding like counting your words, like how much words I have or I should have written so far. No. Here, especially in real exam, you should be very careful regarding your time. For example, 14 minutes will be given to you to write 250 words for task 2. You are supposed to write 270 words within 40 minutes. Within those 40 minutes, the first 2 minutes should be taken out for what purpose? For brainstorming. The remaining 38, within the remaining 38 minutes, 35, 36 maximum. These 35, 36 minutes should be sorted out for written purpose, for writing portion, right? And after writing portion, you are supposed to also leave 2 3 minutes at the end to check your writing again, whatever you have done so far, right? So this was point number four, point number three, sorry. And now point number four, you are allowed to use a second sheet. So do not hesitate, do not like confident, do not like feel kind of anxious feelings, etc. Right? You, if you need an extra sheet, you will be allowed to get that from an examiner side. Okay. Point number six: paraphrase your question. Where will you need to paraphrase it? Paraphrase means like to use synonym words, to use different words, but having a similar idea. Whatever is used by an examiner, the title, the question, you are supposed to paraphrase that title in your answers, in your paragraphs, in your written portion in front of an examiner, right? This thing is having to show a kind of beautification. This thing is going to show your perfection and your command on English language, on English ability and capability, right? Okay. The fifth number point is telling you you should remember some words and phrases like for you instead of using like common minds who mostly use so again so for the other ideas then and like this is very common and it seems like informal way of writing, right? You guys should go for some other connectors instead of, so you can use for reason purpose therefore furthermore in addition additionally and other words, right? Logically, philosophically, religiously, right? Many connectors are there for different purpose, for different reasons. So you should go through the list of connectors to use those connector in writing as well as in speaking portion, right? Because in speaking and in writing, whatever is going to be observed so far is your way of conveying idea, right? The conveying idea style structure and the grammatical structure adhere at the same time is going to be observed by an examiner. Part number seven is telling you in task two, aid personal experience whenever it is needed. Whenever in task two, they ask you for, like, it's especially an opinion essay. When they ask you to write agreement or disagreement essay, advantage, disadvantage, problem, and solution, there you can also share your personal opinion if it is required. So far, like in introduction paragraph, we have discussed that in essay structure, right? In essay structure, within introduction paragraph, you are allowed to write also your opinion as well, right? On the third portion, on the third step, right? Okay. Point number eight is telling you understand question clearly 100% before giving an answer or before jumping to an answer. Sometimes what happens, students just see one single word and they think like, oh my god, I know this topic, I have a lot of information regarding this, and they directly, what they do, they directly start it. This is not fair again, because if you directly jump on any topic and if you directly start it, the problem may occur. That would be like you may shared all the information irrelevant. Maybe all the information is not having any concern with the topic. First point, understand the question 100%. If you even read it for 3 times, 4 times, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Read it for 4, 5 times, doesn't. But understand it 100% question. Then brainstorming, indent each paragraph, and use the other techniques which we have discussed so far. But the first very important thing is to understand each question 100%. Point number 9 is telling you organize your time carefully. Like we have discussed so far, that first 2 3 minutes should be given to brainstorming. What I am going to write so far, even if you have background knowledge regarding any topic, doesn't go directly, doesn't just move or doesn't run fast, right? Just first, the very first important thing is to make a proper plan for that, make a proper planning, like what I am going and what should I write first and then second and then third, right? In each paragraph, what kind of information I am going to share so far, right? Do not run directly, first know and first think and first like without taking a step, before taking a step, just first just think regarding whole situation, the whole information, whatever you have and your mental capability, right? Okay. Next point is organize your time carefully. Regarding the same point is like we have discussed, first thing is planning, then writing, then checking your own work. Some more points I would like to also add. There will be 4 pages, 4 side pages will be given to you. On page 1 and 2, you should write task 1. If you are IELTS academic student, you will describe any graph. Indeed, you will describe like the description would be asked from you by an examiner. You would suppose to just describe that graph to make a kind of the same diagram in your words, right? This will be called task 1. Now task 1 should be written on page 1 and 2, while task 2, essay writing, should be done on page 3 and 4. For it shouldn't be done wrong, right? Like you cannot write task 2 on the place of task 1. It will be considered unfair, right? It will be not considered formal, right? So go for task 1 on page 1 and page 2. Go for task 2 on page 3 and page 4. Next point is telling you, yes, write clearly and legibly. You have to keep this thing in mind, like my writing is not for mine. My writing is not for mine. This is not for me, right? And not for me. It is the my writing is for examiner. Examiner is going to observe whether this is okay or not, whether this is good or not, whether this is interesting or not, whether this is this the way you have conveyed so far your information is 100% perfect or not, whether the grammatical structure follows the proper rules or not, right? The things, the observation which will be done so far would not be done by me, would be done by an examiner, like who the person who is writing would not, like, he or she is not going to check his writing or her writing. He or she is not writing for his or her own purpose. Or rather, examiner is going to check your ability, capability, and your conveying ideas, styles, and all the grammatical structure, lexical resources, and everything so far, right? Next point is telling you, cross out changes neatly. If you made any spelling mistake, if you made any other mistake, erase it thoroughly. Erase it like without any a kind of random like just drawing random lines like this and this and that. No, 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 no. Just draw a single line and erase it neatly. If you made any mistake, spelling mistake, grammatical mistake, right, whatever the mistake you have done so far, if in writing it happened from you, just erase it neatly. Your neatliness, yeah, like the cleanliness, sorry, it should be clearly understandable to an examiner. It should be visible to an examiner, right? Next point is leave some time at the end to check your correct spelling and grammar mistakes, which has already been discussed so far. Like last 2 3 minutes, you are supposed to leave it for the purpose to check your mistakes, right? Okay. Next, read as much as you can. We say that great readers are great leaders. This is one quotation. And the one who read more, believe me, the one who reads more, his and her words would flow like a river. You are supposed to read more as much as you can, as you do so far, right? This thing could increase and boost up your ability to write more, because you know the proper structure, how other authors, writers write so far, right? How they convey their idea, how they start the paragraph, how they end, they close the paragraph, how they connect second, third, fourth sentence with the previous one, right? How they connect different sentences with each other, how they share their examples, what are the kinds of paragraph, what where they use proper punctuation, like all the things will be also covered. The grammatical structure, lexical resources, everything will be covered so far. while reading, right? Besides that, you would also get a lot of idea to be shared so far. Then you would also able to convey your ideas also in the same way, right? This is going to be the benefit of reading more. Next point is telling you study the sample scored responses. Like what is the IELTS score pattern? On 20 score, what can be the possible band? 26, 30 score, what can be the possible band out of 40 score, right? Out of 40 score, how much score will you get so far? Then how much band will be given to you, right? On 30 score, 7 band, 35, 7.5, 36, 7.8 band, right? 37, 8, 9, 8.5, right? This is like this pattern should be clearly understandable to you that how the IELTS examiners are going to give me bands on how much score, how much band will be given to you, right? The last point is watch your time. You have only 20 minutes. You would be given only 20 minutes for task one and 40 minutes for task 2, 20 minutes for academic student as well as for general student to write task 1, and 40 minutes for academic as well as for general student to write task 2 and essay, right? So this was all regarding IELTS writing module. Further, I would like my best and I will try my level best to share more important points regarding all the modules, right? For any question, any query, you can do a comment at the end, or you can see in the bottom right. Thank you so much. This was all regarding some important points of IELTS writing module. Thank you.